everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm sorry it's been a while, but here we are again, and I've got a fantastic guest on tonight. Absolutely fantastic. Phil Kotval, is that correct? Did I say that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, that's close enough. Yeah, answer to most things. How you doing, Colin?
Anyway, thank you, Phil, for coming on the show. I know we've tried to do it a few weeks back, maybe a month back, but I mean, we've both got sort of like jobs to
Yeah,
do and things like that. And things get in the way,
mm,
don't they? Like
yeah,
always
yeah,
in life. For them
yeah,
punters that don't know you, Phil, can you just give us a bit of a bio, who you are, where you're located, and how you got into this, please?
yeah. Sure. Right. Okay. I was born in Hampshire. Then grew up most of the time in a place called Middlesex, Greenford, Middlesex,
Sorry, I've got
and
a cup for a friend. Sorry, Phil.
that's
Go ahead.
very lovely. That's very lovely.
Do you reckon? Cost me a
Yeah,
tenner.
is it?
Yeah, I thought I got ripped, to be honest. Yeah.
Is that Timu?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, he's yeah from there as well. Everything from there. Sorry,
Yeah,
Phil.
it's
I'm
good
really sorry.
Timu. I like
Continue.
Timu. No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So, yeah, grew up. Anyway, basically, always had paranormal, or I don't like using the word paranormal. Weird stuff happen. Weird stuff happens from the point of view of like ghosty stuff, voices, um, and most of all, I've also had things like a growling, disembodied voices, all
What do
right
you
from a
mean by
kid growing up.
What do you mean by disembodied voices,
Um,
please?
well, yeah, no, it's okay. So when I was little, I used to go. I lived by the A40, which was a motorway. And back in the day, it would go from it goes right from Paddington all the way along through Greenford, Uxbridge, past Northolt, RAF base, and straight on up towards Oxford Way. And I had a front box room, which is a small box room, and summertime, because I couldn't really have the windows open because the traffic was, and there was lead in the fuel back then, so
Yeah, remember that
it
well.
kind of, yeah. So Mum would
Never
always
did
be
us any
grumbling.
harm, though, did it?
Oh,
There
I've
was
never
any.
heard the
No.
last. Yeah, never heard the last of it. Mum's every time she used to get washing out, she used to be tutting. Bring it in, tutting. Oh, look, little black spots on it. Oh, she just goes terrible,
Uh,
Phil. It's awful. Look at
I
it.
remember
Look at
them
it. Look.
days.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait till they take the lead out of fuel.
Uh,
I'll be like, so. Anyway, so it was a strange house, full stop, really, with my family. Anyway, but I used to hear voices, kind of, and it'd be like Phil Beware, or Phil Watch Out. It would be like protection, more protection sort of voices. It would be like something
that is
where it saved me on a number of occasions. Tell you a true story. Tell you a true story. Absolutely 100% true. What happened was it was getting late at night, and so Dad would shush us up the TV. Go on up the stairs, man. Go on, that's it. No more TV. Go on up the stairs. Oh, I just have 5. No, no, no. Up you go. So and at a time, summertime, I'd sleep in my sister's room, which she loved it. She was older than me, 6 years older. She is, and she used to love the idea of having me, a little kid in her bedroom. Like, oh no, and I used to, I used to really annoy her, and uh, so anyway, one evening, I decided to try and sneak downstairs. So I came down the stairs really gingerly because I knew you get a kid, you're growing up in your own house, you know the squeaky boards and where they are. So I
Yeah, you
decided,
do.
right, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna yeah. So I thought, right, okay, I'm just gonna just have a little look, and then stay at the middle of the staircase, and then peek over, and I can just see the TV through the gap in the door. And it's back when we had like 3 channels or 4 channels then. And anyway, I heard a voice then say, "Beware." And a moment later, there's a landing window. We had a large landing window. That just went crash, and the street sign from outside came through the landing window, landed behind me within, I suppose, about, I don't know, a foot or two. So if I hadn't have heard that voice, I wouldn't have turned around and moved and gone down a couple of steps. I probably would have been bonked on the head and not be here, probably. Uh, and we called the police. In the 70s, back then, I was my dad was born in Cambridge, mum was born in Ipswich. As I say, I was born in Hampshire, but my parentage is sort of a mixed bag when it goes back. So on my dad's side, granddad's was, bless you, granddad was like from India. So
Okay.
then he came over, married beautiful Western woman, had dad, and blah blah blah. So but I still had that last name. So when everyone at school was Jones, Peters, Smith, you know, just usual, and then Kotval turned up. It was like, oh, everyone turned around. Yeah. So because it happened, because the window got stoved in by this street sign. Now we're not. Mum had a word with us and said, "Look, if anyone asks, just say you're Polish." You know, at school, because it was, yeah, racism was quite a big thing back in the day, and there was like less control over it as well. You know, it wasn't so taboo as it is now. And anyway, the police came, had a little look. Mum started clearing up the glass, and the street sign was. Do you remember, Colin, the old street signs where they were white with a black border and bolted to 2 concrete pillars at the top of a street?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do actually.
Really
Bit
heavy
before my
old thing.
time, like obviously. But yeah, I do.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. They were
I guess
heavy.
that was
Yeah,
like that. So
heavy old things.
yeah,
Heavy
there
old
was.
things.
Yeah, you're right.
And the interesting part was, between the landing window and the street, it was around 15 foot away, 15, 20 foot,
Right.
I'd say, easily.
Yeah.
It was quite a big house, only because it wasn't particularly because we were rich. It was just because it was a corner house, so you tend to get a bit more land on a corner house. And so they took it off of the concrete pillars. Someone had. They'd then ripped it off the concrete pillars, and then they had thrown it about, I don't know, landing window. It must have been at least 15 foot up and across 15, 20 foot. And it went over the top of a 6 foot fence as well in the way, and a shed in the way. And that is a hell of a way to
attack then on your name, Kotval. So was that a racist attack? Do you think?
No, my parents thought it was a racist attack. I didn't. I knew what it was. I had no idea what it was. I had a good idea what it was because I heard that voice beforehand, and I was only young. I was only, what, 8, if that, 8, something like that. Yeah, lots of sort of odd, strange stuff happened. We went to see Grandma in Ipswich one day, as with me and Mum, and we went by train. So we were coming back. Actually, in Felixstowe, Grandma was living at the time, so we took the push and pull and it took us from Felixstowe to Ipswich Station, and we changed for Liverpool Street. As we got off the platform off our train, we were walking along, and I happened to see on a train carriage two. Best way I can describe them: silver hair, long. Their eyes were completely black. Sitting side by side, both looking out the window at us, but not at us, looking past us. So much so, I looked behind me to have a look what they're looking at. I then squeezed Mum's hand and said, "Oi, Mum, cop a look at them two, aren't they weird?" She just said, "Look, just hurry on, come on." Look, she saw them and just said, "Look, take the notice," because of their very, very black eyes. Their skin was white.
Ooh,
Absolutely white, the silver long hair, and very old faces. And it's before the time, this is back in the 70s, right? This is before the time of any latex masks. You can get some damn good masks now. The CIA
yeah.
and other places have got like fantastic masks now where they can like kind of body double a lot of people. But back then, didn't have it.
No, I didn't know.
So it had things like
But
that.
obviously, it was like alien type of, like the black-eyed children type of.
Yeah, ghouls. They look like ghouls. And they're
Yeah,
waving.
okay.
Yes, Colin, they're waving like this. Right, get this. I don't know if the camera will show.
Oh,
They're waving in a particular way. Yeah? Like, oh, there you go. I moved my hand. But very exaggerated waving, both of them out the carriage. As we were walking past them on the platform, they were sat in the carriage, just waving and looking, staring past us to something which wasn't there. We didn't see anyone there. Black eyes. It's like, what? Almost like, I'll tell you what, Harry Potter and that, what was that? Not Slytherin. Is he Slytherin? No, there's that bad guy who's like completely white long hair and white face. And
roughly, I haven't really watched the Potter movies, but I know roughly who you mean.
Someone watching, right? Leave a comment. You know who I'm talking about. That long silver hair. I think he's the dad of someone who's in Slytherin or something. But yeah, looked like that. Absolutely white faces they had, silver hair, and just black eyes. No pupils. No, none. Absolutely none.
Wow,
Weird.
that is weird.
I've
read similar stories all over the world of similar incidents. Same thing. Obviously not the same people, but did you wave back to these or no?
Did I
you
what?
just get
Sorry?
hurried off with your mother? Did you
Did I
wave
what? Sorry.
at all? No, did you wave back to these at all?
Did I what?
Did you?
Weird what?
No, did you wave?
Oh, wave. Oh, no, I didn't wave back to them. I squeezed Mum's hand and I just said, look at those weirdos. Basically, I was only young as well. So, but once again, about 10, I suppose. Yeah, no, she just hurried me away. And she had no idea what they were. No idea. Because I asked her, I said, well, who were they? I've never seen anything like that in my life. And she said, no, just walk away. Don't ask. But then that's my side of the family on my mum's side. Like grandma, she had a lovely name, Grandma Ida. What a lovely old name that is, Ida. And those days are gone, aren't they? And she Ida and Auntie Sissy. That's it. Oh God, I've got a story about Auntie Sissy. Do you want to hear it?
Go on.
Right, okay. Right. Granddad on mum's side. So stayed at Auntie Sissy's house. Now, Auntie Sissy was very rich. She was quite well to do. The reason was because great granddad came from Birmingham originally, and he made his money by selling packets of prawns, shrimps, and he built up and built up and built up, and got a shop, then got another shop, and he ended up about 7 shops. Great granddad did, in and around Birmingham area. So anyway, they had a lot of kids. They did back then, didn't they? It's like kind of, you didn't have so many. We've got lots of distractions now, so there's not so much. But he kind of when he had 6 daughters and 1 son. Auntie Sissy was one of those daughters, and she was kind of like one of great granddad's favourites. She was always a bit of an extrovert, but a bit kind of outspoken, and I always thought she was a bit cuckoo, to be honest, when I used to go visit her. It used to be one of those aunts where mum would go, "Come on, we've got to go see Auntie Sissy." Oh, do we have to? And she remember giving her a box of chocolates.
Yeah, I had one.
Yeah. Yeah. And she gave us true story. She gave us a box of chocolates. I said, "Oh, aren't you getting big, Phil?" And I was, because I was like really overweight. I was like, I don't know. I remember being 13 and 13 stone at one time. That's why I've got flat feet. Yeah, I know. It's because mum always believed in like feeding up. If it looks like anywhere thin, it'd be like, "Oh, you look so unhealthy. You're so thin." So she'd constantly be feeding me up. Bringing me bowls of gruel at night, to feed me and stuff like that.
They did in them days, though, didn't they? My
Oh,
mother was the same with me and my brothers. She did the
was
same
it?
thing.
Yeah, it's like if there was Esther Ransom back then, I would have been calling her. Because it's all borderline child abuse. Every night, gruel in bed. It was like, "Come on, heat up. You want it?" And be like, "Oh."
Yeah.
So Auntie Sissy, oh, castor oil, yeah, oh yeah.
Ran up when we were kids, and she in the mouth.
Yeah. Awful. Yeah, and oh, that's fine. And tripe as well. We used to have tripe. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, we did. But,
it was awful. But anyway, kids are now lucky now. But anyway, so awful. Where was I?
Right.
What was I talking about? Auntie Sissy going to see her. Oh yeah, box of chocolates. Yeah. So she'd give you a box of chocolates. I opened them up. It was like 2 left. I'd be like, "Oh, all right." And she'd turn around and go, "Yeah." She said they were deserters. Yeah, because they were like chocolates. I should. Yeah, because they were shaped like soldiers. I forgot to add that. They were shaped like soldiers, these chocolates. And I said, "Where's the rest of the chocolates, Auntie Sissy?" I said, "They're deserters, Phil."
That's one way of getting rid of it, isn't it? Getting out of it,
Yeah, I'll be like, "Oh, that's great. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, enjoy that. Yeah, can't wait to see you again." Granddad done some work for her at her house, and she went away, and she said, Ed was his name. "Ed, if you want to do some work, that's fine. You can, because he was quite a good carpenter. If you want to do some work around my house, I'm going to go away. That's fine. Just clear all the dust stuff." And so he done some work, and he stayed there for the weekend, and he swore he'd never stay there again. And he didn't tell my mum anything, but he told his Mrs. Ida, which is grandma. He told her. We've later found out. He heard on the Saturday evening chains dragging along the floor. Now, isn't it strange how it's like of that era, that's what you hear? But he heard chains dragging along the floor, and he heard the cellar used to be where the kitchen is. You go down, and it used to be kind of like under the garage, if you like. But that was locked. Sissy wouldn't let anyone in. And but he said he swore to his wife Ida. He said, "Look, I'm not going back, because I swear I heard a voice coming from down there behind the door. I shouted, but it didn't answer me, but I could hear moaning and growling and just sounds." He said, like it was in like it was in pain, in turmoil. And he said, "I'll never stay there again." He left. He didn't stay there. He left. God knows what time it was in the morning, but he left. Yeah.
Paranormal, isn't it? That it's.
Yeah. Auntie Sissy turned round and Auntie Sissy said, "No, no, Ed, no, you must have been drinking, you silly man." Said, "No, no, 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 you must have been drinking, you didn't hear anything. I've been in that house most of my life, nearly all my life," she said, "and I haven't heard anything." And, but no, don't know, but I don't know why the cellar was locked.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
So,
That is really.
weird.
It's a shame you can't
Never
find
found
out.
out.
Yeah,
Never found out.
yeah.
No.
The paranormal bit. I got a report years ago from a couple in York, and it's like a modern build, but well, I think I can't remember what they said. It was either 50 or 60 years old house, but it's actually been built on a Roman road, and they started experiencing weird noises, weird sounds, and they swear to me they was both sat watching the TV one night, and a foreign Roman legion walked through their living room, come out the wall, walked across the living room and into the next wall, and it was gone. They contacted me years ago, and I says, "Look, I ain't really into the paranormal. I'm a cryptozoologist more than anything else." But I says I'll pass it on to a relative person I knew at the time. But yeah, wow, how frightening is that going to be? And I mean,
That's
I know
good.
as you said, there's a lot of these cases all the way around the world, not just in the UK, but and some of them worse more than others. So you get,
Yeah.
you're trying to get your mind around it. Really, it's a bit,
Oh,
it's harrowing stuff, really.
it is very harrowing. It's very it's almost, you get used to it after a period of
Yeah,
time.
you
If it
do.
happens all the while, you get used to it in life, don't you? You kind of like, because it
Yeah,
happens so much, it became nothing. Like now,
yeah.
my studio is basically the bedroom. I used to live under the stairs, but my studio was, but now in the bedroom. I've been promoted, so perched on the edge of the
You've been
bed.
a
But
good boy,
usually with the
Phil.
dogs. Yeah,
You've been a good
yeah, I've
husband.
been a good boy. Yeah, I've been a very good boy. Yeah. So right, you come out from under the stairs now. So, but even here, we've had two dogs die, and we can still hear when we're downstairs every now and then a thump, as if the dog's jumped off the bed and coming downstairs. And my missus has seen the dog, follow me up the stairs when I've gone off to bed, and and heard the footsteps going up behind me. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So
I can relate to that.
mm, you know,
I had a golden lab. We had to put her down because she had cancer. The vet said she was in pain, but I swear I've seen her
yeah,
since then.
yeah,
Where I
yeah,
am now, I get a lot of not a lot of paranormal, but I get a bit of paranormal. I get knocking on my doors. I've just grown used to it now. I mean, I just turn over and say, "Look, will you go away? I'm asleep." Or I'll tell you what I had a long while ago, and I've mentioned this to a couple of researchers. I got one night for a usual weed, like as men do. I walked into the bathroom, clicked the light on, and it was just full of smoke. And I said, "Do you mind? I need a wee." And with that, it just disappeared, went into the roof, and just disappeared. Now you tell me what that was, because I don't know. I just shrugged it off, did my business, washed my hands, got back into bed, and that was it. Thanks. But
Was it a form? Was it in any form, or was it
it's
just
just like
wispy
it was
smoke?
just like a mist. It was just walking into a mist. At first, I thought it was at my eyes, but you could see it swirling. And I just clicked. I knew straight away what it was, and I swear on this. And people can call me a liar, do what you want. I ain't bothered. And I just said, "Do you mind? This is private." And with that, it just disappeared. You could see it going into the room. It just gone.
Yeah,
Never happened
yeah,
since.
yeah.
What it was, I don't know. Was it? I mean, I've had relatives pass on. My dad's passed away. And was it him? I don't know. I can't say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Really, it's.
It is. Now, thing is, Colin, is it the person, or is it the place
No, I
that is
don't know.
haunted?
You
That's the
see,
thing.
I know. Well, I know a couple of witches, and they say you need to talk to your house, and I have done. A clairvoyant years ago told me I need to do that as well. And so when I come home, may sound stupid. Sometimes when I come home at your house, I'm home, or when I go to bed, good night, house. They say talk to your house. Now, why did
Mm.
they say that?
Mm.
They didn't
Mm.
explain why. And they
Yeah.
never asked why. Really, I suppose I'm a fool for not asking them. But isn't that weird?
Well, I suppose I honestly do believe I do. Do you remember? Do you remember that old David Soul movie, Salem's Lot? You remember Salem's Lot? Stephen King's
Yeah, I
Salem's Lot. They
do.
made it into a
Yeah, roughly. Yeah,
TV film
yeah, they did.
years and years ago. Really good it was.
Yeah,
With the kid, the vampire kid, coming and scratching at the window. That
yeah,
was
yeah.
dead scary. It was all misty and foggy out the window, and then all of a sudden, this kid just came from nowhere, just like started scratching. That was well scary. I remember that years ago. And uh, I remember one scene, and it was even though I was younger when I watched it, and it even
Mm.
stuck with me. And in it they said, um, evil evil houses, evil houses invite evil people, or something like that, as
All right,
if
I've
it's
never.
the
Right,
house
that's
itself. Yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, it's a
yeah,
stone
right.
tape. Is it stone tape memory? You know, is it the stone
Yeah,
tape
I've read a
memory?
lot about
Is it?
stuff like it's like rocks and
Mm,
woods. You know, that seem.
yeah,
I could believe on a lot of crystal. I mean that. I mean we have crystals in PCs and watches and quartz. So it's quartz. So I can sort of like believe that because again I'm going to repeat myself here. There was an American guy. He was some university over there. He did a 10-year study from all over, from Lake Loch Ness to Lake Champlain. Went to Australia. Went all over, where all these sea serpents have been seen.
yeah.
And he took core samples from the land and also into the lakes or rivers or whatever there was. And he found a lot of these rivers contain such high quantities of crystal quartz. And his theory is that these are opening portholes. So these creatures are coming from maybe past thousands of years ago, and they're coming in, swimming about for a bit, and next minute the porthole opens again and it sucks them away. So, that was his theory
Mm,
because there was such high quantity of quartz. So obviously,
mm,
are the recording stuff from the past? I don't know. It's like rocks, houses, like you say.
yeah. I mean,
Are the
quartz will
recording
react.
certain conditions?
Mm. Quartz will react if you put a current through it. It will react in the form of a very steady vibration at certain
And the
hertz.
Earth is a giant battery, as you know. I mean, look
Yeah.
at Tesla. He was
Mm,
years ahead of his time, wasn't he? Really. I've read some
yeah.
of his
It was.
work.
Mm,
I'm just looking into. I'm going to try it actually. I'll quickly do this one. Tesla come up with this one. You get a cane, like a bamboo, and you coat it in copper wire. You put it from the bottom all the way to the top, but at the top you leave about 6 inches of the wire sticking up. Stick it into next to your plant, and they grow faster. And his theory was that the magnetic air, the electric in the air, comes down the wire into the plant and makes it grow. If anybody wants to look up that, it is actually documented, well documented. But I'm just trying that at the
mm,
moment as a basic experiment. But I need
yeah.
two plants
Yeah.
really, plant at the same time, one with a cane and one without a cane, to see which one grows faster. Did you
Okay.
follow that?
Yeah. 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 I,
I'm picking over with
yeah.
you.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for turning up, Phil. See ya.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, no,
yeah,
interesting
so
though, isn't
yeah,
it? It's interesting.
it is. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, I'm more cryptos. Obviously, I know you're into cryptozoology. How did you get into that? Or how did you get into Bigfoot, Dogmans, or how you said
Yeah,
to
I
me
haven't.
what you had a theory about this? What was the theory? What is your own thought on this?
Oh yeah. I came up with a theory called the everything engine. Um, um, uh, Basically, what it is we're in a time is funny. It's a from the point of view of The time that we're in at the moment is, think of it like a frame of a film, and that frame of the film is running along at a set
Right.
pace. Yeah. And not to go into mass loads of detail. I mean, I've got it here if you want. You want the full explanation.
Look, my punters need to know. Can you explain it, please?
Yeah, I wrote it.
Put you on the spot, really.
I wrote it.
Don't stutter.
Yeah. No, I said I wouldn't swear. I said no, I would not swear.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Look, this is it. Roughly, it's not that long. Okay. Right.
Right.
And I wrote this in 10 minutes. Right. So after you listen to it, I wrote this in 10 minutes at 2 a.m. in the morning on the 5th of May. Right. I woke up and I'd been talking to a couple of guys, and I was like, kind of cogitating, if that's the word, over some theories and stuff, and I just woke up and just wrote this down. Right. So think of an engine with time being sucked in through the turbine, then ignited. We live in ignition. Then time continues out the exhaust, but being that it is a closed loop, like all static electrical attraction, it loops back on itself and time again enters the engine. At the exhaust of the engine, the bending of the flows back into the engine like an event horizon on a black hole. It's very bright, a white, which is pure information energy. So you could say black holes are the entry and exit ports of our cosmic engine, really. Interestingly, Oumuamua was the only interstellar body not part of the engine we know that entered the engine and left again. Now, there are infinite flow paths of each time, nearly identical, with carbon matter. Originally, it was formed and contained infinite identical streams, but entropy caused the decoking effect, and carbon forms manifested and had form, but also bounced and jumped around the streams of flow within the engine. So carbon deposits linger from the combustion process as it does in an engine, except this engine powers through gravity without inertial effects. That is to say, we are static in stasis within the engine, with time passing through us again and again at such a rate that the engine is traveling fast enough as to ignore local gravity from lunar bodies. The decoking effect is carbon particles within the flow, which are particles left from previous eons of matter, be that organic life, places, beings. Gene Roddenberry was asked how he got the idea of the shape of the iconic Enterprise spaceship. Evidently, after encounters he had seeing UFOs, he realized the saucer shape and cigar shapes weren't individual sightings of different craft, but he explained they were facets of a much larger craft, so huge as we cannot comprehend. So we live on a planet within a maelstrom of particles, of particle flow, a rapid moving creation of entropy, with us knowing the single frame of reality we know and enjoy. What has been, will be, and its narrative direction of change dictated only by our structural comprehension. Edward B. Titchener understood consciousness in three forms: sensation, images, and affective states, but also affected by previous recumbents of decoking effect, carbon deposits landing within our grand frame of existence. But these entities cannot live in our grand frame of existence due to the fact that they have traveled the time flow around the cosmic engine. Are you still awake? That's right.
Sorry, Phil. Yeah. No, that is. I tell you what, that is actually fascinating.
I haven't finished yet. I haven't
I
finished
know.
yet. Hold
Go
on.
on, no,
There's
please
more.
go
There's
on.
more. There's more.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
No,
Where are we up to? But these entities cannot live in our grand frame of existence due to the fact that they have travelled the time flow around the cosmic engine. So passing back through into our frame existence, they have a velocity of inertia. This would really make them avatars to us and us the same to them because we are on a slightly different rates of flow within the maelstrom of time tube filaments. Theory of relativity suggests that time is the fourth dimension and works in equal parts with gravity. Time is known to be bent and slowed. The velocity dependent on the size of the body. The gravitational pull as time flows past the body of material in the gravity well. The less the gravity well, the less time slows. The deeper the well, the more time bends around and slows down. So, at frightening speed, the reality we know fits together in tiny string-like filaments, slotting into place with every step we take. Only very rarely will digital cameras at the appropriate ISO and focal length will capture glitches, as we call it, a moment of incorrect filaments placing together. At this moment, we also perceive metallic sounds, as I have in complex carbon areas. Forests and woods will be more challenging for the maelstrom of filament tubes. In these highly dense areas, we also see glimpses of previous recumbents of decoking effect, carbon deposits landing within our grand single frame of existence. Dogman, Sasquatch, even UFOs slipping in with the reality formation of these interconnecting filament tubes at velocity. For our world, we are in a single frame of existence. All will be an extremely flexible, albeit an extremely flexible time frame of existence. Even this can happen when we see enigmatic exotic creatures like Dogman. They were elusive, strange in walking posture and gait. I believe is because the inertia they have in their flow line coming through is greater than ours and hence are less incumbent on our frame reality and the gravity it serves in our frame of reference. So when, like in the short video of Camberwell Dogman glitches out, little plug, you clearly see it glitches out of our frame of reality. It is not magic, but as it normally moves quicker, it can't help but leaves our frame of reality. Our gravity has less effect upon the creature's velocity inertia. They come from time, flow, that is and was again, but probably a carbon film deposit, a firm deposit that jumped out and flew across strands of flow and landed in ours. End.
that is absolutely fantastic. You did that in 10 minutes and that come to
Seriously,
you.
yeah, that comes to me.
You're gifted.
No, no. I mean, I was what they call at school a special kid back in the day. They didn't understand about
A lot of
autistic.
people that talk
Thing,
about say you're special, so I can understand that. I
you
don't know
know.
why. Yeah.
So I mean, I used to write phonetically
Phil, that was
all the
amazing.
while. So much so that they once called my mum in. Mum was very distressed over it. They called my mum in, and the headmaster sat her down and said, "Your son, Philip, do you mind me asking?" This is back in the 70s, right? This is how unpolitically correct. Are you married to a West Indian? Because she said, "Well, why did you ask such a question?" She said, "Well, your son, he writes this and that. He writes very phonetic." That really, that sort of, that got her. But but so, so I was quite a special kid, but
what you just wrote there, that is amazing. I'm
came
sorry,
to
I
me.
really found it amazing. Look, if
Mm,
anybody out there has just clicked onto that, Phil's come up with that. That's his work. So I don't want anybody using it. You know, do you have that on PC? Could you send me a copy?
yeah.
So I
Yes.
need
Yes. I got it
to
on
read things like
PC.
that over and over again until it sinks
Yeah.
in.
I what I did, I haven't got the money to copyright, but what I did, I wrote it out and then I posted it to myself, so it's still sealed up with a date on it.
Good idea. Yeah.
So
But the thing
but
about
and then I posted it on Facebook on my Phil Kotval on my Facebook. I
yeah,
posted it on there. Hmm.
okay, right. Well, I ain't had a look because I've never looked at your Facebook, to be honest. But,
You
that's
do
bad
your
for you.
research,
Anyway,
don't you?
get into
Dogman
going.
TP hunting. He sounds interesting. Let's have him on.
Oh no, Phil, no, don't.
Right,
Right.
I got another story. Do you want another story? A quick one.
Yeah, in a minute. But let's keep on to what you've just
Mm,
written there.
yeah,
I mean, I've come across, and I have been. I mean, I talked to a lot of American researchers, and a lot of they're absolutely fantastic guys. I mean, all these guys that put the boots on the ground, you know, they're really heroes in my eyes.
mm,
I've talked to a lot, and a few have come up with a story similar to that. Like they've seen a Bigfoot, and next minute it just fades, disappears. So, clicking onto that theory that you've just said, I mean, that could be it. I mean, there's a lot of cloaking as well. I mean, a lot of people going cloaking. I know there's loads of videos
yeah,
out there, and I know some of them are fake. But you know, there's a lot of stories of the seeing this cloak object
yeah,
or
yeah,
figure
yeah,
come
yeah.
across them.
Mm.
So
And
what you've just said there just opened a lot of portals in my head. That was fantastic, and I don't know if everybody else has found it fantastic. If they're still
mm,
asleep, we only have 2 viewers anyway, so they're probably
right,
still
that's
asleep.
fine.
But yeah,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
there. Don't wake them. Don't wake them. Let them sleep.
No, no, I won't. No, I won't. I was going to ring them and see if they're still awake, but I best not. But yeah, no, that is absolutely fantastic, Phil. Yeah, please give us
Oh,
another
thank
story,
you,
please.
thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, what I was going to say was about the teepees. That we see
Oh yeah.
now. Uh, I mean, you've come across them, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have. Yes.
I tend to think that no, not all of them. A small percentage. When I go hiking into a wood or forest, and it takes me an hour and a half to get into this spot, and then I find one of these strange structures. But no matter where I am, what forest it is, they have traits to them. They have common factors. One of the common factors is on the inside of the teepee, the wood will be charred. Looks like it's charred. And I've got pieces off, and it is definitely like it's been exposed to a high energy heat
I think I've only
around the
ever come
ground.
across maybe one or two like that, but yeah, you're right.
Around the ground, there's been no fire. There's no scorch marks, no fire around the ground, nothing. And they're like an hour and a half in. Another thing that I've noticed with these is the actual structure themselves. The makeup of the structure has been always the same. All has got a central large spine to it with
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they utilize tree branches hanging down and then make a teepee from that. And with the sticks that they use, they never ever cut or saw. They never
No, these
use
are all
fresh wood.
snapped. Yeah.
Yeah, snapped, and also they're deadfall. Somebody's been scouring, or something's been scouring the forest floor for these to then place in a particular manner, interweaved. And um,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of bushcraft. I've done bushcraft in the past, and I
Ramia's.
can't put them down to bushcraft. I can't.
No, I
No.
can't. No, I've read Ramia's book. I was into it when I first started to get out because it was a bit of a taboo. So I used to try and look for excuses. So I got into a bit of
Yeah.
sort of like, just to get out.
Yeah,
Really.
you know the spud. You know the spud tool that you can use to debark and deburr the wood.
Yeah.
There's no spud marks on it at all. None
No,
at all.
I've
Not
come
on any
across
of them.
this.
Um,
I mean, me and Ian Wood just a few weeks ago, we was in Dobby Forest, and we come across this as well. So that is a good theory. That's right. I've never actually thought of that. I have looked inside, and I always smell and I feel and look for hairs as well. But I've come across a couple that have been charred, but never on the floor. It's weird.
only on the inside wood, on inside facing branches, they're like charred. They're like And I found Clapham woods down in the South Downs. I was down there when they had that breaking story of Bigfoot being seen down the South Downs a little while back.
Yes,
And
yes.
then it was debunked. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was down that way anyway with work, and I thought, do you know what? I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go to these woods. And I went to the woods, Clapham Down, simply because it had a very had a lot of stories to the woods. And there's a church nearby. Not that long ago, I think it was in the 70s or 80s, a priest went missing walking through the woods, going towards the shops. Never seen again. Disappeared from the woods. Dogs let off the lead. So dog owners, they let the dog off the lead. Dogs don't come back. Never seen again. The dogs just disappeared. Quite a few dogs.
Well, this is reported. Then I've never come across these stories. This is reported.
Yeah. Clapham Woods. Yeah. Very interesting. I did quite a long video of, and one reason I wanted to go there was for the I called it. Was it the beach, the mighty beach or something video in Clapham Woods? Of course, it's got a large beech tree there, and sacrifices were made on that tree. And when you look closely, you can see that scrawled into it are black magic witchcraft. I know. Don't get me with any witches watching. Yeah. I'm not saying, because there's plenty of witches out there do an awful lot of good. We're talking proper black magic occult.
Druids doing that. I know. Well, I've met quite a few and spoke with them. They say they do it like. Obviously, they're not naked; they're all cloaked up and things like that.
Yeah,
which is a shame. It says if you were naked, I'd bring a camera, but obviously,
yeah. Yeah.
That's the first thing they said to me. Oh, we're not naked. Right.
Yeah. Where would they put their wand?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, where do you
swiftly back on track. Another thing.
I swear that, and I can't
I'll save the interview. Don't worry, I'll save it. Back on track. Have you seen in the woods? Have you seen these structures which are like large X's?
Yes. I think every research has seen them. Yes. What's your theory?
Well, I was talking to an Australian lady a little while back, and she and a friend of hers are very close with the Yowie, or a pack of Yowie, and they believe that Y structures, X structures are help to create energies which also help in the manifestation of cryptids like Dogman and Sasquatch.
So it gives enough energy, like a porthole, to come through. Or...
Yeah. I mean, as soon as I mention portals, I'm always going to get someone in on the comments, either on Facebook or YouTube. No such thing. Portals You know the Higgs boson, right? That
Yeah.
Higgs boson that was found in 2012.
Yeah.
It's been theorized in physics. It's been theorized that with enough quantity of Higgs bosons in a quantum wave particle, that would be heavy enough. That would be enough weight of particles to create a portal, and that is from a study that was done. I forget now. I think it was at MIT or somewhere. I'm sure it was at MIT. A study was done. So portals are theoretically possible
Yeah, I
with
remember
the Higgs.
reading that. 'Cause when I remember reading about that says it was possible,
Mm,
my
so
ears
it's more
started
than
to prick.
possible.
Well, my eyes started to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have read a
Um,
little bit about it.
so by people saying no, portals are theoretically possible. We have a
Yeah.
portable. We have portals anyway. Really, we can go online and see a portal anytime we want. I can. If you go on to most astronomy websites and look up a
Yeah.
black hole, that's a portal.
Well, I suppose it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
When you think
Yeah.
about it,
It is. Yeah.
um,
I know
so
where you're coming from.
it's
Yeah.
enough to
Right.
capture time and light. Such a
Excuse me.
strong gravitational pull on it. Um,
Mhm.
so but yeah, this lady was saying, and I'm not. I think a lot of them are boundary markers. A lot of them are. They could be. It's a possibility. They could. She could be right. No one's right.
Mhm.
No one's wrong in this, Colin,
No, we
because
don't know.
there's
This is
no.
why we do what we
We
do.
don't know for
Yes.
sure. This is
No.
speculation, but
Mhm.
we try and gather as much information as possible. Um, it's quite annoying, really. We try and gather as much information as possible to piece together the enigmatic jigsaw called Dogman, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah,
I,
even if we've got the information, the people say that's false. It's a vicious circle, isn't it?
yeah,
If you
yeah, yeah,
get
yeah.
a genuine photo tomorrow of a Dogman, Bigfoot, whatever's in front of you, and it's there waving, and it hands its paw out or hand, and shakes it, and you take a selfie, they'll say, "Wow, that's a good costume. Where do you get that from?" Blah 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 blah, and that's all you get all the
Mm,
time.
yeah. Well, we've made a rod for our own back now, because the problem is,
Yeah,
um, even if I got a photo or a video, or you got a photo, a video, and you showed me a photo of a Dogman, which we often see on trail cam images. You get
yeah, we
like
do.
the on TikTok, and they come up every now and then of a Dogman type creature, and it's like in this pose, going past the trail cam, and but because of AI and AI being so good
Yeah.
nowadays,
Yeah,
you
it is,
know
isn't it? Yeah, you're right.
how what proof can there be? What proof other than DNA proof? That's the only thing now, because anything else would just be, you know,
I know the scientists
poo-poo.
want one of these things dead, but I don't want to see one
Oh no,
killed.
I
I
don't.
don't want to
No,
see
no,
a
I
Bigfoot
don't.
killed. I know. I've read stories ever since I was a teenager. I know they killed humans. I know it's been documented. But there's good and bad in everything. There's good and bad in humans. Everything in the world is good and bad.
Mm.
But no, I don't want to ever see one actually killed just for
I
science.
think
I really don't.
I do think after talking to a couple of people, I have changed my mind a lot from the point of view of there has to be a difference between werewolves and dogmen. Dogmen are a lot they're smaller, but their intent is different to werewolves. Werewolves are more human-like and bigger. I'm sure of
Yeah,
this.
I think that first, well, it's not a first encounter. I always say it's my first encounter in 1990. I think that was, um, I thought I knew it. I really did. It was a dog. It was on two legs. It was real puny, small, but it was there. It was there on two legs. But my second
Okay.
one was huge. It was more like Arnold Schwarzenegger of the Dogman world. So there is, you could have a theory there that could be true. Actually, what you just said. That's a very
I'm
interesting
pretty
thing.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It is.
I get a different feeling because when I go out, it's odd, Colin. When I go out, a lot of times, I will sense them. I can sense
Yeah,
them. I know.
me
I can
and
feel
Ian
them.
Wood was on about this. I do it everywhere I go. You get like a calm feeling. Next minute, there's one there.
Yeah, and then
It
everything
is
goes
true.
quiet.
Yeah, I know where it comes from. Yeah,
Goes completely quiet wherever you know. If
Osborne
you're
effect,
from,
isn't it? The
yeah,
Osborne effect.
nothing
You
makes
don't
a
hear
sound.
anything. It's like being in a bubble. Yeah, I've had it
Yeah,
several times. Yeah,
yeah,
and I know
like
loads
being
of
in a bubble.
researchers have had the same thing.
Mm.
But yeah,
And
no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I had one follow me in the woods local to where I am because I'm down in Essex. So
Well, some big
uh,
story.
yeah, near Epping Forest, near there.
That's cool. That is awesome.
Yeah,
But
Epping
yeah,
Forest is really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
And but the forest near there, it's actually a wood. This one, and
So I'm going
it
to put some light again a bit.
it's I was walking along with the dogs, and the dogs were like kind of. I've got two dogs, two Jack Russells. They're getting on a bit like me, and uh, but they were acting really weird. They were acting not like their normal. You know, Jack Russells, they'll take on anything. If it's a big dog, they'll
Yeah,
like
my
be the
dad had
first.
two. He was a big poacher, was my dad.
Yeah,
But yeah, Jack Russell was
they're
all his
really
life.
quite they're really
Yeah.
quite insane. I've seen my two go up to a Rottweiler. You
Yeah, I
know,
can believe it. Yeah.
you know,
Sorry, man.
yeah. But then it went completely quiet. I was walking down this track, this pathway. Then it went completely quiet, and they started acting up. And I thought, right, okay, so yeah, something's not quite right here. Then I heard like uh, a, a, a tree knock, like a knocking,
Right.
distant. Looked behind me, and behind us, in front of us on the path, was a tree had fallen over, but not fallen over. It had been taken up from the root and placed across the path, so I couldn't go any further.
Right. Yeah, we didn't want you to. Yeah.
And I looked behind me, and there was this black, crouching figure, and it was just you saw the ears on it. I've got
How
it
did
on
you feel?
video.
How did you
How
feel?
did how did I feel?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't feel as scared as I thought it would be. Not at all, because I'd seen it before. I've
Sometimes you
seen.
get. I've had. Sorry, like you get a sense like it's dangerous, but it's not going to attack. You see,
They
danger's
won't know.
real. Here's the choice. But
I call
yeah,
myself bad meat. I call myself bad meat to
well,
eat, probably.
that shocked me, Phil. I can't believe you said that. It shocked me. Yeah, go on,
Because
pardon me.
I've got because I've got Crohn's disease. I
Oh
think it
yeah,
might.
right.
No, yeah. It may. Every single one that I've come across has not had the intent to do any harm.
Now here's a theory for you. In my studies, I would say 80%, maybe 85% of all the people I've interviewed or had stories from have some type of either disease, or they've lost a parent, or they're going through a divorce, or they're autistic. And
Mm,
these things attach onto, like you, have attached onto them. Now, I
interesting.
keep calling it my first sighting, but it's not my first sighting. We was going through a mega bad patch, me and my ex-wife, mega bad
Yeah.
patch. And it just happened. So what is the connection? you've got your Crohn's disease.
Mm.
I've met other people who've got disease or they're disabled, and they've had the same experiences. It's gone for them, where there's other people being, so let's say, able-bodied people, and it's left them alone. It seems to have attached onto them. Have you got any theories for that?
Um, the only thing I can possibly put it down to is um, we're chosen for a reason, and
Correct. Yeah. I think my life has been,
maybe
I've had a path
we're
to
chosen
go, and
for
this
a
is, it's been
reason.
shown me all my life I've been destined to do this. I know it
Yeah,
maybe sounds stupid, but like you said earlier to me, you've had the same type of childhood.
yeah,
So I don't know. I'm sorry, this is just a theory, and I've come across this over and over again. And when you ask them, I don't mean to ask people about their personal, but they just come out with it. Oh, we're going through a divorce. Oh, I've just lost my dad. Oh, I've got this disease. Oh, sorry, And you think, hey, up, hold on.
mm.
I don't know. I don't know what the
No,
connection
makes
is, but
sense.
there is a connection.
Yeah, no, it makes sense because I honestly thought, it's because it wasn't. I've seen that type. I've also seen the type which they call type 2, which is more
Yeah,
stockier,
yeah.
flat-faced, a flat face, quite ugly looking. The one I saw before that was crouched down with the pointy ears, more Alsatian looking face,
Hmm.
long muzzle, uh, large. I could see the teeth. I could see the canines are massive.
Wow.
Um,
Do you say you've got
um,
this video? Can you send me it, please? If another
yeah,
thing
of
you
course
need
I
to
can.
send me,
Yeah,
please. Thanks,
yeah,
Phil.
yeah, I can do.
I'd like to
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
Uh, and I'll send you that, and I'll send you another video as well. It's all on YouTube of one that I
Okay.
spotted in another wood, not that far away as well. And I was in there, and I videoed this shack. It was like a shack in the middle of the woods. And I thought, oh, that's weird. I thought
Yeah.
probably homeless guy because I had a pallet up against it. Probably homeless guy, I don't know. But
Yeah.
anyway, I videoed it, and then went walking on. Um, I had the dogs with me, but they didn't even kick off. They were fine. They kicked off first time with this other one, but not with this one.
Hmm.
And it wasn't until I posted the video, put a bit of music on, and then posted it, and thought, oh, look, strange shack in the middle of the wood. No. And then one of my followers said, Phil, I think I spotted something inside it. I was like, really? And I went back over the original, had a look, blew it up, and blimey, she was right. I
Yeah. What was it?
dedicated the video to her.
Right.
It was a large face, large dark face, almost looked like like Guy the Gorilla type face. Yeah, flat,
Right.
quite ugly
Right.
sort of thing. Yeah, inside this shack, but you can quite clearly see inside that its head is moving and it's blinking. It's looking at me and it's just blinking its eyes and it's moving its head up and then goes down again
Wow.
inside the shack. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's good.
I've caught loads of stuff. That's the thing that I talked about. It's like I don't have to really go hunting for them because they just sort of appear, turn up. Camberwell Cemetery. When I was at Camberwell Cemetery, I saw that had that strange EVP. Well, it's not an EVP. It was actually It caught it on camera as an EVP, but I heard it in. Again, the same voice, robotic, deep robotic voice, and it
Mm.
said, "Phil, go now." But a deep robotic voice, and I turned on camera. I was like, oh, I said to the camera, "I hope that picks it up. I hope you picked that up." When I posted it, people had. They couldn't make it out though, but it sounded like they couldn't quite make it out. But in my head, it was Phil, go now, and uh, soon afterwards, that's when I saw walking along, done a video, Campbell Cemetery, and the old part of the cemetery where all the gravestones and that are overgrown and it's all a bit, wild.
Mm.
And uh, caught this quadrupedal werewolf type creature coming out, behind this gravestone, and then you can see it morphing, cloaking out like the predator, but you can still see the outline of the animal, and the background leaves and foliage like kind of coming through, like it is
Wow.
cloaking into its surroundings. Yeah, I got that. I'll send you that
Yeah.
as well.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, please. Yeah, I've seen I've seen a lot of this on YouTube, but some of these American investigators, they've come across this as well. This cloaking thing. I know it's happened a lot in Britain. I know a lot of people that have seen it. Mick McLaren, he's had a cloaking experience. Brilliant guys, Mick McLaren. People like that, you know. But yeah, anyway, I just want to. We've done 1 hour and nearly 10 minutes. Phil, I'll try and aim things for about an hour.
Never. Is it that quick? My God, it's gone quick.
I know it is really. I mean, you know, once you're asleep, then I've just woke up. It passes real quick, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
But anyway,
I know.
we'll
Yeah.
nearly 10 minutes. So, but I'll tell you what, I will ask you to do. Will you come back on, please?
Of course. Yes, I'd love to.
Another check though.
I'd love to. I'd love to. Yeah, cash only, Colin. Cash only. I've heard about you. Cash only.
Oh God! Did they tell you? Promise not to. Oh, that's blown it.
I'd love to, mate. Yeah, I'd love to. You know.
No,
yeah, we can.
£2 in an envelope, and I'll post it to you.
That'd be great. Thank you, mate. Yeah. You know. Yeah. Any donations be handy.
Just to add before we sort of like go.
Yeah, there's another. Just another quick one, and that is I don't know if you've spotted in the woods as well, or heard owls. Have you heard owls?
I have.
When you've been out and about.
So it's. I know you Twitter will. There's 2 owls. I have heard owls. Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing.
On your theory about that. Them?
Oh, I think it's. Yeah, no, with Bigfoot, yeah, they mimic. They're brilliant at mimicking. With the game that sort of like we're more in, no, they don't really mimic as much. And I do think that after they've like kind of heard them, they are sort of more robotics at sounding.
Yeah.
But I have spoken to a chap. I'm friends with a chap who's got a theory. Who I won't mention because I think he'll bring that theory out at some point about that.
Yeah, I don't like mentioning names really. But...
No.
Yeah.
There's a lovely bloke, but he's got a very, very good theory. Huh?
Did you say you got a friend?
Yeah, friend. I
No
know.
way.
Yeah, not funny. Yeah. I have. Yeah, no. Honestly, even an old nut job who goes wandering around in forest and woods, looking at stick teepees, hearing owls, and disappearing dogmen. Yeah. Someone's got a friend. Yeah. You know, even my mum. My mum's still alive, you know, and even she's unsubscribed from me.
Oh,
she said, Phil, I can't do it anymore, Phil. She said, I can't do it anymore. Yeah. Yeah. But other than that, no, it'd be lovely to come on again. You know, we can, you know, I've got, I've done a podcast on Lilith and owls and Anubis and Anubis, sorry, you know.
Anubis.
And I'm a big believer that owls are see, everything is related, and I don't like the fact
I believe that.
I don't really like the fact, not hate, it's too strong, isn't it? But but I don't like the fact that all of these groups that we have, Dogmen, Bigfoot, UFOs, aliens, and they're all segregated off. Yeah, they're all linked.
It seems to be segregated.
Yeah, well, the groups are, and they're kind of like some sort of, and I think like kind of it would be nice to get them all kind of combined, and you know,
that's going to ever happen.
There is a thread of truth running through. You think about it, even with the way that Dogmen you see and that reported the way they kind of like walk and their gait, even on the Patterson film was Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of like it kind of like morphs from one place to another. It kind of has got a funny walk to it. It's been described as floating almost. It floats. It's
Yeah, the
linear.
way they walk. I mean, that was definitely a female. You could see the breast. You could actually see all the muscle. We couldn't have faked that in them days. Even Hollywood
No,
admitted that we couldn't make a suit like that.
yeah, no, that's right. I mean, there was that guy
Everybody's
that
saying,
came
"How
out.
was that man in that suit?" Don't you? Everybody's said it. Quite a lot of them said, "That
Yeah,
was the man in that
yeah,
suit." No, you weren't.
yeah.
Dickhead.
That guy came forward saying, yeah, it was him that was in a
Yeah, there's a
suit
couple I
that
think
was,
have done, haven't they? Come
and there were
forward.
pillows, weren't they? The boobs were pillows. He used pillows for boobs,
He reckons he
boobs and
puts
bum.
put sticks on his arms to make them longer. And come on.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
don't
maybe
think so,
stupid, one
personally.
or two of us, but not all of us. Come on. Bloody
Yeah,
hell.
no.
I don't
I
swear
disagree.
then, and I don't like swearing.
The way that it moves and the way that it cloaks out, I can see great
Mm.
similarities with the way that a lot of UFOs move. When you see them, they're not linear. They don't move across like that. They kind of like they drift, stop, drift again, stop. They kind of glitch out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it may be a case that they're utilized. They have not a gravity engine, but they're able to have a bubble of gravity which
I
is
follow that.
able
Yeah.
drag them, yeah, drag them
Yeah.
through maybe, but maybe so with these cryptids. But I think they're all one of the same. I think they're all, and also listen, look, another thing. How many times do we have it where Bigfoot is spotted and Dogmen near or before as a portent or even after a UFO sighting?
Yeah, they have been,
Loads,
yeah.
loads,
In the same
loads.
vicinity, yeah, they have. Yep, loads.
You know, so are they
I've read that many
dropped?
stories of the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, are they dropped? Are they like kind of like okay, we like release the dogmen,
That's it.
and then
I
boom,
mean,
they
yeah, I'm like, I think these things are, flesh and blood, but are they extraterrestrial? Are they coming through a portal? Are they demons? I just don't know. This is why me and you and other researchers do what we do.
Oh, I think the
Really.
origins. But next time we'll talk about the origins. I've got a theory on the origins of everything.
Okay, then. No problem.
Do you want to hear it now, or do you want to save
No,
it?
because I'll get a load of caffeine in for next time. And I'll stay awake.
All right, I'll have to nudge you. I have to get a long stick.
We can get electrical prongs, can't we, where you have a button? Wake up, call.
That's all we need. We need a buzzer. We need a buzzer. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. I probably need a.
You've been
I probably
absolutely
need a
great. I
gag.
tell you now,
I need a
you've
gag.
got to be
Really, that's
really
what I
one of the
need.
best ones I've interviewed.
Oh, bless you.
I like a
That was
laugh.
the kind.
We need a laugh.
Oh no, I appreciate that.
Anyway,
No,
I don't
that's
know if
really.
you know. Sorry, Phil, but when you come on my show, you get a little gift. So
Oh, what's that?
inbox me your address, and I'll get it in the post for you. No
Oh, bless your
expense
heart.
paid,
That's very
there's a
lovely.
sweatshop in Kuala Lumpur that makes these for 2p each. So no expense paid. But next time you come on, you get a different gift, and the next
oh,
gift is a
wow.
bit more special. So, but
Right.
everybody
Oh,
who
no,
comes
no,
on,
I
I'll send them
treasure
that.
that. I shall
Yeah,
put them with the rest
it's
of my non-existent
all
gifts.
engraved and everything. So,
Yeah, no,
but yeah.
that's very, very lovely of you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well,
You know,
I mean,
and
you've spent your time,
I
your
laugh.
money.
I laugh about this stuff, but I'm very serious about the cryptids and
Well, what did
this
we say
topic.
before the show? We was on about certain researchers that we've spoke, and they're just straight faced all the way. And I like to have a laugh about things. I like to twist things and make a joke, and it passes the. I'll give you a quick scenario here. I don't want to bore anybody, and the time's getting on. But when I was a mechanic, when I was training to be a mechanic, there's two teachers, and there's one a real straight faced teacher, the one that made a fun of everything. Who do you think I liked the most of? The one who
Oh, it's
had the
going to be
laugh.
the funny one. Hmm.
Yeah, honest. And I swear, and everybody said the same thing.
Yeah.
So I've
Yeah.
always tried to adopt that. I mean, I work in a dangerous gas industry, and when I'm teaching, I've been there 18 years. When I'm teaching new recruits or things like that, I try and make a laugh of everything and remember it. If I went,
Right.
that's the exit, that's that, they'll think, oh my goodness, here. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
as you know, and everybody knows, life's not like that. Try and make a laugh of it. I know it's hard in nowadays bloody scenarios, but try.
It is.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's because I think. Yeah. No, you're quite right. But no, I shall treasure that gift. Thank you very much indeed. I'll. Yeah.
don't put any heat or anything like that because that's melt.
No. 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 I
No,
won't. I won't do that. No. I shall. Yeah. I shall find a special place
keep
for
it in the
that.
freezer.
next time we're on, I'll probably be in the freezer with it. Yeah, I drive the missus mad. She's like, "Oh, you're not doing that thing again on the bike." I said, "Yeah, I am. Yeah."
I can't
There's
imagine you
someone
driving
else who
this
wants to talk to me. There's someone else who wants to hear me dribble on. Yes, there is. She was like, honestly, they got nothing better to do today. And
Yeah.
I get a free gift this time.
Say nothing, Phil. Say nothing. So,
She'll be chuffed when I tell her I'll go downstairs. I get a free gift. Look at this.
but yeah, we'll have you on as part 2, and I like your theories. If you can put something together for the next part and something else you can put us to speak with, you know,
Yeah.
I'd be grateful.
Not a
I
problem
really
at
would
all.
do. And I really do appreciate Phil you coming on here. You spent
No,
the time, and
you know, there's a lot of insomniacs out there, you know.
Apparently there is, yeah, there is.
That's how come I can help.
You know a lot of them, don't you? Right, Phil, we're gonna cut this short. Anyway, everybody, if you do watch this, I do feel sorry for you. I do apologise for Phil.
We're quite a serious about the subject, really.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's had a few energy drinks. You know what they do to you. And,
I don't have energy drinks. I do have char. I like char tea a lot and oolong.
Do you really? I like different teas. Yeah, I've got to admit that. I do. I'm not a big fan, and I don't want to go on about energy drinks, but I've just seen it in the news again. But I have one about maybe fortnight, maybe sometimes when I'm going out researching and I get really early and I'm tired, I'll take one with me just to see if it helps really. I do work with a guy. I used to work with a guy. He must have 3-4 a day, and I said, "You know they're bad for you."
That's ridiculous. It's sugar. It's just glucose, isn't it? Sugar balls. That's all it is.
But yeah, honestly, he was so hyper. It was unreal. And I said, "Look, you really want to cut to maybe one a day or something. Whatever. I don't want to hype on it. Everybody, it's up to you what you do. It's your body. You do what you want with it. But anyway, thanks for everybody for listening, and thank you, Phil.
No worries. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it, Colin.
I'd rather short of interviewing you, but never mind. I've done it now, and we'll see you again on part 2. Put something together because your theories are absolutely bang on, and I really do.
Can I just mention mention my site, my Dogman TP hunting?
Well,
I've got to put a plug in. I've got to put a plug in. I've already done it. I've already said it. It's too late. You're too late. I've already said it. Dogman TP hunting. See, I said it again.
Right, you've got 3 seconds. I'm going to say I need this information for you because when I put this together at the end of the show, it'll be all there how to contact you if they really feel bad about it, you know. If they're suicidal and they want to contact you, then you know how to get to you then. But yeah, no, thanks, Phil. You've been your theories, like I say, are absolutely fantastic, and I'm having you on again, and I promise we'll do it soon. When you're ready, we'll put something else together. Yeah. So if anybody wants to listen to him again, I'll just go downstairs with the paper while he yappets on. Anyway, everybody, thank you thanks for tuning in, and I really hope you enjoy this one, and we'll see you again soon. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Say goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.